What's happening, YouTube? So I got some extra time in my schedule this morning, and recently at my unit, there's a couple people getting ready to go to basic training, and we were all giving them advice. And it kind of just gave me the idea to make a quick little video because I remember watching these videos before I left for basic training, and I remember how helpful they were. So I figured maybe I'd share what knowledge I have, considering I just recently went through it. I graduated in May of 2019. So I'm pretty fresh. I went to Fort Sill, 68 whiskey training. Or that was my MOS, sorry. But yeah, without further ado, I'll just get down into it. These are just gonna be some tips. I'm not gonna make like, obviously a super professional video. I'm just kind of gonna wing it. But yeah, tip number one, do the stuff that you like to do before you leave. And I know that sounds super obvious, but just make sure that if you have hobbies that you like to do, you know, going to the movies, whatever you like to do, going out to restaurants, I don't know, drink some beers with your friends, hang out with your family, like really make sure you do that stuff before you leave. Like there's no use in sitting around stressing about training before you even go. Once you get there, you're there. And if you really focus like the week or two prior, before you get there, to just really doing those things that you want to do, you're going to be able to look back on that and you're going to go in with a good headspace and it's just going to be better for you all around. So yeah, just to reiterate, do the things you want to do before you go. Number two, focus on your freaking physical fitness before you go to basic training, preferably before you even raise your hand and swear in. I mean, it was ridiculous how many people couldn't pass a PT test or struggled mightily at trying to pass it. I mean, it was just crazy. Like, it's like some people thought they were going to summer camp. Like, I mean, you're joining the army. You're expected to be in shape. Physical fitness it's a way of life in the military. I mean, there's no room for, you know, being lazy and out of shape. So make sure that before you go to basic training, preferably as far out as you can, you know, focus on your push-ups, your sit-ups, and your run in particular. The run killed a lot of people. A lot of people could not pass the run. But yeah, just really focus on that before you go. You're gonna make your life so much easier and the people around you, because half of basic training is just sitting around getting smoked for stupid shit. And you're just gonna be that much more miserable if you can barely hold your own body weight up and everyone's laughing at you and your drill sergeants are giving you shit because you can't even hold your own body weight up. I mean, it's just work on it before you go. Really, that's a major piece of advice right there. Tip three. Okay, so there's what I call the yes man and the invisible man at basic training. There's two ways really of going about it. There's the people who go there and they try and be leaders right off the bat. They want to be leadership roles. They want to be super high speed. You know, they usually end up becoming your PGs, your platoon guides. You know, and then there's the invisible man, what I call it. It's just the people who go there and just want to get through it. I mean, really, there's pros and cons to both. If you want to be a yes man and you want to volunteer for everything you can, you're just really going to make your life a little more difficult. That's good for if you're going in as like an E1 and you want to get promoted quickly, and you know, I would consider probably trying to, you know, be more of a yes man, volunteer for stuff, make your face a little more known. I came in as an E3, so I couldn't get promoted anymore at basic. I was kind of a mixture of both. Like I kind of had some of those natural leadership qualities, but I didn't want to make my time there any more of a hassle. I just wanted to get through it and get the heck out of there, and focus on being a leader in the actual army and not at basic training. So yeah, just know that there's two ways you can go about that. There's pros and cons to both. Personally, my advice would probably just to keep your head down and not really focus on leadership and stuff that much. Just focus on getting through it. It's stressful. It's not fun. Just get through it. Do what you got to do. Tip four. Okay, so there is an absolutely insane, ridiculous amount of drama at basic training. It is like high school on crack. I mean, it's really, especially if you're, so I came in and I turned 27 in basic. So I was 10 years removed from high school. Like, I hadn't dealt with a dramatic 18-year-old since God knows when. Being at basic training, everyone's stressed, everyone's tired, everyone's uncomfortable, everyone wants to go home, everyone's hungry, everyone's over it, and it leads to kind of the worst in people's personalities coming out. Trust me, if you're watching this before you go, just remember this and think back like, oh yeah, that guy, I totally get it now. Like, it's gonna bring out potentially, some bad qualities in yourself. You're gonna see where you're strong and where you're weak. And it's designed to do that. But just know that there is so much drama that happens, and just stay out of it. Just freaking stay out of it. It's not worth it. You're gonna get yourself in trouble. You're gonna potentially get other people in trouble. We had people trying to get drill sergeants in trouble. We had people making up lies about all sorts of stuff, like just insane stuff that you would never expect. You would never expect that dramatic of people to join the military, but hey, not everyone who joins is going to be a low-key, chill person. There's a million different personality types that join the Army, and some of them just don't get along. They don't work well together, I guess. But yeah, just stay out of drama. You're going to make your life so much easier, and you're going to make everyone's life around you easier. So don't be dramatic. Tip, 5? Okay, embrace the suck. All right, you're gonna hear this a million times while you're in training, and throughout your entire military career or whatever you do. Embrace the suck. Basic training sucks. I mean, there's really no way around it. You spend the first week in reception, it's awful. You sit there. I mean, imagine going to your local doctor's office, sitting in the library, with your back perfectly straight, your feet together, and not saying a word for hours at a time. That's going to be the first week of your life while you're there. God forbid you're in Fort Sill in the winter like I was. You're going to be freezing cold on top of it. Sorry. So everything there at basic training is designed to make you miserable. That's just kind of the way it is. It's the way of the business. It's there to make you stronger and to see if you got what it takes. A lot of people didn't. A lot of people couldn't embrace the suck and look at the bigger picture of, hey, this is only, 10, 11 weeks out of my life, and then, back to normal. Some people can't see it like that, and they think, wow, I'm here, this sucks. They just see the immediate part of it. You got to look at the bigger picture. Dude, I mean, it sucks. Basic training is not fun. It's really boring. You're going to spend a lot of time sitting around doing nothing, being uncomfortable, wishing you had your cell phone, wishing you had your family. I mean, it's just not fun, but you will get through it. That's the moral of the story. It's everyone who's in the military has to go through some sort of training. Just know there will be a day when it ends. There will be a day when you can walk across the stage and you never have to step your foot into basic training ever again. So just get through it. Last tip, write home / get pictures. So, okay, one thing that was huge for me was, at the time, so my ex-girlfriend, we would write letters and stuff. That was nice. Writing letters is a good way to kind of stay sane and to get, to just get your mind off things. Get your mind off the basic training stuff. So you're going to want to write home as often as you can. There are going to be nights where you're tired and you don't want to write, or you don't have time to, and that's fine. But just write home as often as you can, and have someone send you like newspaper clippings or just stuff that interests you. That stuff you take for granted in your civilian life. But when you're away and you don't have anything, and the smallest thing can keep you entertained. Like my girlfriend or ex-girlfriend at the time would send me like clippings of my favorite basketball team, like how they were doing in the season and stuff, and she'd send me like world events. like major breaking news stories and stuff. And it was a game changer. Like whenever I'd get those, all the guys in the bay would gather around and I'd read off the news and I'd write it on the on the whiteboard in the bay, and like all the local news and world news and stuff. And it was a big morale boost. It kind of reminded us all that we were there for a reason and we were people before we joined, and it was a big thing. So yeah, that's pretty much all I got. If you have anything you want to know more specific, feel free to leave a comment or send me a message or something. I know how this is. A year ago, I was, in your same shoes, watching people talk about basic training, wondering what it would be like. If I could say one final thing about it, it's just to reiterate, like, just remember, while you're there, it sucks, but you'll get through it. I mean, and when it's over, it's over. And just try and enjoy the little things that you can while you're there. So yeah, like I said, feel free to ask me any questions if you want. Bye.